Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of ChakraBoosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos. And I'm so excited you're here today because we're going to tap through the Solar Plexus Chakra. Well, not the whole chakra, but the one major shadow block. Now, if you've been following me in this series, good for you, because it's a real spiritual warrior who can do shadow work and tapping. Both focus on the negative aspects that we haven't integrated yet. And I find that this is the one area that in this day and age of so much enlightenment, so much awakening, that sometimes gets ignored, and it's so important. So thank you for being here. And if you haven't yet seen the first video of this series, which is the root chakra, the #1 quality, shadow quality of the root chakra, go back and watch that, because in it, I will not only tell you why it's important to tap through shadow qualities, but also I go through the basics about tapping. Now, if you've never tapped and you just want to try to do it right here, you can, because I do it where I do it first, and then you just repeat after me, both in action and in words. So you could just do it here, but it's really nice when we understand why we're doing something and we see it broken down before we do it. So if you're new to all this, I'd say go watch that root chakra video, the shadow quality of the root chakra that we want to tap on. And also, if you haven't seen my series, my whole series on healing the chakras through shadow integration, I give you 5 qualities, shadow qualities for each chakra. Of course, there are more, but I give you 5 because that just seemed like a really good number to focus on. And as you're doing this work with this video, I'm going to invite you to continue throughout the week to do the other 4 qualities of the chakra that we're looking at. And this week, we're going to tap on the #1 shadow quality of the Solar Plexus Chakra. Now, if I had to pick 2 chakras that have the most shadow in our culture, that are the most judged, it would be the root and the solar plexus, the lower masculine chakras. The ones that have to deal, the root has to deal with, say, greed and over materialism and having wrong motives in business. You know, that would be the shadow side of that, right? And the third chakra is really up for us right now, the solar plexus. It has to do with being narcissistic and selfish and aggressive and penetrative and controlling and manipulative. Do you feel that energy? Now, all of that energy is part of having normal control. So solar plexus is the power chakra. Let's talk about the solar plexus and why it's important, again, for you to go see the videos on shadow, where you learn that in a chakra, you can't divide up the pie. The dark and the light all come together. It'd be kind of like if you bought a light bulb. It's got on and off, right? You've got a lamp's got an on and off switch. If it was just on all the time, you couldn't sleep in the room where it was. There's some purpose to that darkness. It lets everything get dark at some point when we need to rest and go into the unconscious. Well, this is also true with our qualities. With the qualities, you can't have the light without the dark. You can't have the dark without the light. You really, really need it all, because you are a slice of the divine. So let's talk about this solar plexus chakra, shall we? The solar plexus chakra is in the solar plexus, no surprise, right? It's the second masculine, the root is also masculine, is the second masculine chakra moving up the chakras, and it is the warrior chakra. It relates to your ability to get things done, your belief in yourself, your social identity, your power, your confidence, your can-do, your motivation, and your energy, literally your energy and your digestion. And then one part that sometimes surprises people is it also has to do with your preferences and your decision making. So if you're confused and having trouble making decisions, then the solar plexus is the chakra that you want to work on. It says, yes, I like that. No, I don't like that. Yes, I'm going to do that. It's very definitive and decisive. So one of the major blocks that we have here, although I will be telling you the 5 shadow qualities of the solar plexus, is selfishness. It was easy for me to pick the number one chakra quality here to tap on because our culture, our spiritual culture in particular, has such an aversion to selfishness. But think about selfish toward self. Now, if it's way out of control, it disregards the other. That's because heart and solar plexus are next to each other and they're like neighbors and they need to balance. These two chakras need to balance. But interestingly, as we're moving up through the chakras from the root up and we're developing, we need to take care of ourselves first. Now think about a tree. A tree has roots and then it has this trunk and the roots pull the water up into the tree. If the tree did not nourish itself first, let's say a tree could not nourish itself, which thank goodness nature can't do some of the bad habits that we have. But if a tree could stop nourishing itself, and let's pretend there was a tree and it said, I want to give everybody fruit. It was a fruit tree and it's like, I want to give everybody fruit and I want to spend all my time giving fruit to everyone from my branches. But I think it's a waste of time for me to nourish myself because that's time I could be giving fruit to others. Can you see the problem there? If the tree doesn't suck nutrients up from the earth, bask in the sun, blow in the breeze, enjoy its own existence, there's no way it's going to grow fruit for others. So if it were to totally and completely focus on growing fruit for others and say, I don't have time to take care of myself, it couldn't grow fruit for others. So I really want you to remember that there's a very healthy aspect, an important, an essential aspect to you taking care of yourself and putting most attention on yourself first so that you can serve others, not in exclusion to others and not a continually ongoing practice of nothing for others, all for me, but rather a primary practice of I take care of myself so that I can grow the fruit that I give to others. And that makes you a healthy tree. Okay, so it was really easy for me to pick. There's lots of qualities here. When we get done tapping, I'm going to tell you the other 4, or you can go watch my 5 shadow qualities of the solar plexus video as well if you'd like. But we're going to focus on selfish. We're going to tap through it. And you're just going to do a response after me. So you're going to repeat both in what I do physically and also the words that I say, and we're going to actually measure the results. Isn't that cool? One of the things that I love about tapping is that it's set up to measure the results. So you can actually feel the difference and then you can actually measure the difference, and you see it change in every single session of tapping that you do, and you really gain a lot of trust in this amazing modality. Okay, so the way we start with the tapping is we ask ourselves, what's our disturbance level with us being selfish? How do you feel about yourself being selfish? What does it mean to you if I had a big billboard with your picture on it and I said, you're selfish, so-and-so is selfish, so your name's in there and then it says you're selfish and there's a big picture of you. How would that feel? So say to yourself, I am selfish, and feel the reaction. Now I want you to rate that reaction, I'm selfish. If 0 was, it just has absolutely no effect. We could put it up on the billboard. It doesn't bother you. You don't care. It's just like nothing. That's 0. If 10 were to be, oh my God, I am freaking out, meaning your whole system's in alert, you're almost in a panic over it, that would be a 10, right? That's a 10. So if a 10 were that and 0 were a flat line, no response, where are you right now? Just let the first number that comes into your head come up and write it down or remember it. It's pretty easy to remember. And just, that's your baseline score. Now what we're going to do is create a setup statement. And the setup statement's easy. It simply is, even though, and then we say the statement I just said. So even though I'm selfish, I deeply and completely love, and accept myself. That's the setup statement. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the different energy points that we work with in tapping that are going to actually calm your system as you're being alerted, as you're feeling into the agitation that this creates for you, this statement, this judgment, this thing you've been avoiding. As you feel into that and you're alerted, we're going to calm the body. So we actually want that feeling of agitation or that feeling of rejection, resistance, emotional fluctuation. We actually want to call that up, because as we do, and then we tap and calm everything down, it completely settles it in your system. It's wonderful. So the way we're going to do it is we do these karate chop points, the fleshy part of the side of the hand right here. You can take one hand and just tap with like 2 or 3 fingers like this. I personally like to tap both of them together. I'm just taking both fleshy spots and putting them together. That's up to you. Always listen to what feels really right for you. But there is a precision here, so please don't be too loose and imprecise about the way where you tap, because these are actual energy points on the body and we want to tap there. So now we're at the fleshy points, okay? And we're going to say the setup statement as we lightly, lovingly, but rhythmically and consistently tap right here on the karate chop points. We're going to say the setup statement 3 times, and then we're going to tap through the quality 2 times, all the way through all the tapping points. And then we're going to check in and see what shifts that might have created. Are you ready? So start tapping. If you haven't already, start tapping your karate chop points. Soft hands, nice little rhythmic tap going on. And repeat after me. Even though I'm selfish, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm selfish, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm selfish, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And now we're going to move through the points. I'm selfish. I'm selfish. I'm selfish. I'm so selfish. I'm selfish. I'm selfish. It's all about me. I'm selfish. I'm so selfish. I'm all about me. I'm selfish. Don't really care about others, just myself. Yeah, I don't care. Don't care about them, just me. I'm selfish. It's all about me. Ooh, I only care about me. It's all about me. I'm selfish. Self-centered. It's all about me. Release your hands and take a deep breath in from your root to your crown. And just let it back down, just settling. Another big breath up. And release it and just let it settle down. Good, good. You did really well. Now check in and see, I'm selfish. Feel into that. And what's the rating now? From 0 to 10, what's your rating? For me, you can see I feel already calmer around it. I'm not quite at that point where it makes me laugh, which I often get to, but right now I'm quite a bit calmer around it for sure. So let's do another round. Let's do 2 more rounds of just the tapping through the points part, okay? And I'm going to, if it gets really moving, I might do 3. But we're just going to play with some different concepts, and I'm going to see what comes up intuitively. But they're all going to be around selfish. I'm selfish. I'm so selfish. It's me first. Me first. I'm self-centered. I'm tired of taking care of everyone else. It's just me. I'm taking care of me. I'm selfish. It's all about me. I'm selfish. Don't care about anyone else. Whew, feels good to focus just on me. I prioritize me. I'm selfish. I'm selfish. Me first. I'm good with me first. Nobody else is going to distract me from taking care of me first. Yeah, me first. I come first. Don't care if people think I'm selfish. I'm selfish. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Another deep breath in and let it out. Now check in. Tell yourself, I'm selfish. How does that feel to you, that you're selfish? What's your score now? Usually it comes down a little bit each time, so you can tap more if you want to keep bringing the score down. Or maybe it's really great right now. Maybe you're really fast. I know I feel really different around selfish. I didn't start real high to start with because I've done quite a bit of work on this one, but I definitely feel a shift. I feel a difference. So I'd also like to introduce you to the other 4 shadow qualities of this chakra, because you could tap on them the rest of the week. So if selfish is a big one for you and you're feeling resistance and the score is going down slowly or barely at all, then keep tapping on this one, and you might even do it for the next couple days. But if you want to do the other qualities that could be blocking your power in your solar plexus chakra, then these are the other ones. So selfish is the first one. Mean or aggressive. Mean is the next one, right? Mean is there. There's aggression. We are human beings. We are also flesh and bone animals. There is aggression, and there is times in your life when you even need aggression, even if it's just to growl to create your boundary, right? Not an outward aggression, but a growl. So mean is the next one, mean or aggressive. The next one is arrogant. And arrogance has this feeling of being really up here because we've got some slight distinctions in these qualities. Arrogance is, I'm better than you. I'm up here and you're down there. So think arrogance or condescending. Arrogant. What part of you puts other people down below you? Our culture does this a lot. So we have a lot of this in our subconscious, even when we don't realize it. Many studies have shown that we have classism and racism and sexism, even when we think we don't have it. And then we have the quality of controlling. Now, controlling is in the family of manipulative, because that's a little darker. So you might have more effect if you work with always the more challenging term. You want to go to the quality, not the one that's the easiest to go to, but the one that feels like, oh, I don't want to be manipulative. We all have these aspects, and manipulative is our ability to affect our environment, and even little babies want to affect their environment. If you give a baby a button to move the mobile in over their crib, they will use that button over and over and over again. We human beings like to affect our environment, and I think that's a natural quality because we want to have positive effect in our life and in those around us. You know, to be as a society collectively powerful. So, but manipulative is just a darker side of that same energy. So manipulative is a good one. If that's a little too much for you, start with controlling, okay? They're in the same exact family. And then finally, there is know-it-all. Know-it-all. Now, know-it-all can be like a little bit like arrogant, but the difference is know-it-all is righteous. Know-it-all is, I know it all, you don't, therefore I'm always right, and if you go against what I say, you're wrong. So there's this wrong aspect. Can you feel the difference? The arrogance is more like, I'm just higher than you and you're lower. Know-it-all is, I'm totally right and you're wrong. They're slightly different. They're just different shades, but they're very similar because they're all about this power chakra and this mind chakra, the ego chakra. So it's where we really need to do a lot of shadow work if we want our ego to be healthy. And I also have a video on 11 signs that you have a healthy ego. Okay, you might want to check that one out. It's pretty darn good, I think. Okay, so thank you for coming on this journey this week. That was a great tapping practice, and you did fantastic. And we are going to look at the heart chakra next week. I can't get enough of shadow and tapping myself. These are the area I think that we are most missing in our practice today. So it's great to meditate. It's great to do yoga. It's great to pray. But let's also embrace these darker, more embodied sides of ourselves, the subconscious, so that it doesn't control us. So that as a society, we are making more conscious choices, and as individuals, we are making more conscious choices. I love you so much, and I am so proud of you for going on this spiritual warrior's journey, and I will see you on the next video. Blessings.